Hey guys, welcome back to Treadmill Review Guru. Today we're going to compare the two Peloton bikes. We have the original bike and the updated Bike Plus. We'll dive in and take a close look at some of the similarities and differences between the two to help you make an informed buying decision. So let's take a look at the similarities between these two bikes. They have roughly the same frame. The frame size is relatively similar between the two. They're both about 59 inches long. The new Bike Plus is 59 inches high as well. You can see that touchscreen lifts it up just a little bit, and that is with the handlebars fully inclined. Whereas the original bike, the max height is about 53 inches, so just a few inches shorter. The touchscreen's a little smaller on that. And then this one's about 23 inches wide, and the new Bike Plus is about 22 inches wide. So it's a very negligible difference as far as overall size. They're roughly the same. They have the same max weight capacity at about 300 pounds, the same max height span of about 4'11" up to 6'5", and they weigh roughly the same. I think this one's like 3 pounds more or something. So you're looking at about 140 pounds compared to 135, something like that. So really the frame on the bikes are very similar. They both have 3 adjustment points, which means that saddle will move up and down. It will also move forward and back, and your handlebars will move up and down on both bikes. So you have roughly the same adjustment points on both bikes, which makes it so they'll fit the same size users. They both have the same Peloton app content. So the Peloton app is the same regardless of which bike you get. You are able to access all the same classes, outdoor rides, things like that. They also both feature a magnetic resistance knob. There are a few differences that we'll dive into in a minute about the functionality of the knob, but they both feature a nice resistance knob with 100 magnetic resistance levels. So you get 100 levels on the new Bike Plus compared with the original bike. So you have a lot of flexibility as far as that range on your resistance on both bikes. And of course, they both have a touchscreen. So you've got a 22-inch touchscreen on the original. We've upgraded to about a 24-inch touchscreen on the new one. But there really are a lot of similarities between the bikes. And ultimately, when you sit on and ride them, there are a few functional differences, but they don't feel that much different. So let's dive into the differences. This is what you're going to want to know when you're trying to decide which bike you want to buy. So let's start with the original bike, and we will compare the upgraded features on the new Bike Plus. So the original bike has a 22-inch touchscreen. It's very nice, it's crisp, it's easy to see. When it first came out, it was probably the best touchscreen that we tested on fitness equipment. They've all kind of improved since then, but it's a very good, usable touchscreen, 22 inches. On the new Bike Plus, you've upgraded to just a 24-inch screen, and it just is a little more crisp. I mean, if I just turn that towards you, you get about as clear a picture as you could expect on any TV screen. So you're getting a little bit of an upgrade in not only the size, but also the quality of the graphics and the resolution and your definition and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of a difference there. The second difference is, as you can see on the original bike, the touchscreen will tilt up and down. So you can adjust it to reduce overhead glare. You can move it depending on the height of the rider. So you do have that option. However, it does not swivel side to side. It will only tilt up and down. Comparatively, the new Bike Plus, you have to tilt it all the way down, and then you can tilt it up until it hits those handlebars. So you have the same tilt adjustment. But when it's tilted all the way down, you can also swing it to the side. Now this is nice because Peloton features a lot of classes. That might be yoga classes, stretching classes, boot camp classes on and off the bike. And so depending on where you are in the room, you can shift that touch screen so that you can see it from anywhere in the room. And it will rotate 180 degrees both directions. So you can even stand up in front of it and turn it all the way towards you if you prefer. So that's the second significant difference as far as the touchscreen. Another significant difference as far as the touchscreen is you can see right here on the new Bike Plus, you have a sound bar along the top. Now, personally, I really, really like this. On the original bike, and you can't really see it too much, but the speakers are in the back, which means that the volume projects away from you. Now, most people are going to use wireless headphones anyway, so it might not matter. But when riding at home, you do need to be aware of ambient noise. Maybe you need to listen for the doorbell, listen for a child, listen for your phone ringing. So you might not always have the option of using wireless headphones. So having those speakers directed towards you rather than directed away from you really is a nice upgrade on the new Bike Plus. Also, it does have a camera up here. Both touchscreens feature a camera. However, the Bike Plus does have a little shield that you can shift so that you block that camera, just for a little more privacy if you prefer. I know that that is an issue for some people, and I feel like Peloton really kind of thought through all the things that they could possibly improve on it. So on the original bike, you also have a camera on the top of that screen, but there's no cover for it. It's just there. So that's one thing to be aware of. I'm going to turn this back just a little bit. Now, another significant difference is you can see on the new Bike Plus, all the wiring and cables are integrated into this anchor beam right here that supports your touchscreen. And they do allow for a nice rotation there, even though those wires are down inside. Here on the original bike, you have this cable, and it's pretty hardy. I mean, it's been reinforced. It's not something that's going to be easy to cut or damage, but it does kind of hang externally there in the front. It's a little unsightly. It looks like it's just kind of been held up with some tape. So that's definitely an upgrade as well, the fact that they've integrated that wiring. And you'll notice back here, this hinge joint is really impressive. The way that the screen pivots from side to side, because it allows this to still be very stable as an anchor, so that that touch screen isn't unstable at all, even though it will move, you know, both up and down and side to side. So there's a few things to be aware of as far as that goes. Another significant difference between the bikes is they changed the handlebars just a little bit. So it's not like it's a big deal, but when you're riding, they have flattened this arc right here at the top. So rather than lean forward in kind of an elevated arc position, they dropped that just a touch and elongated it. So you have more like two horizontal bars with just a little bit of a vertical right there on the sides. Personally, I prefer the new handlebars. There's nothing wrong with the old ones. They worked fine, but I find that I can lean forward just a little bit more. And I do like having this upper bar when I'm riding out of the saddle. I can reach down and it's easy to grab. So just a minor change there on the handlebars. Another thing that they changed was just a few design features that I think really make a difference. So you'll notice on the new bike, you've got this nice embossed Peloton logo right here, slightly raised off the frame. So it's not going to get nicked or scratched or anything like that. And I really like the drive cover. It's still just a plastic, but it's kind of got the smoky feel to it. They've put it here over the magnetic resistance levels and also for your cup holders. And I just feel like it just increases the overall aesthetic of the bike. It's a little classier, a little cleaner. I really like that. On the original bike, you just have this frosted drivetrain cover, just as functional, works just as well. But I feel like the upgrade just adds a little bit of a chic component to it. And you have just kind of a sticker right here that can get nicked or scratched or, kind of peel off over time. So a few just cosmetic changes. Another thing that I really like about the new Bike Plus is the way that they have changed out the adjustment knobs. So as I mentioned, you still have 3 points of adjustment on both bikes. So they will support riders of equal size. However, on the new Bike Plus, they've changed to a nice round adjustment knob, and it even has a little texture to it. It's really easy to grab. So you've got an adjustment knob for that seat stem right there. You've also got an adjustment knob for the handlebar stem. And they have this really nice clip right here on the seat carriage. So you can slide that seat forward and back, and I love how clean this is. It just clips right up there against the top of that adjuster and makes it so that it's not unsightly, it's not in your way, and I really like that. On the original bike, these are called pop pins, and what they are is they provide a bit of added security because they can be tightened quite a bit. But they do protrude just a little bit, and not everybody knows that you can adjust them. So sometimes it'll be completely tight and it'll be like that. You can pop it down. But anyway, I like the updated knobs on the Bike Plus. I feel like it's not only a cleaner look, it's just a little more functional. So that's one other difference. And then the most significant difference really between the two bikes is the functionality of the resistance knob. In the new Bike Plus, you have auto follow, which basically means that anytime you're taking a class, If I turn this right here, down here, and I'm watching my instructor, I have my resistance, and she recommends a range of 30 to 50. Now I can hit that lock button and it's gonna hold my resistance right there in the middle. And you can move it up or down depending on where you set that knob. If you want to be kind of at the lower end of that range, it'll hold you at the lower end. If you want to be at the higher end. So this auto follow makes it so that you can ride along. You can set your resistance right at the middle, kind of the middle range or wherever you want to be in that range. And the bike will hold it there. And even as she increases resistance, let's say she's going to stand up and do a hill climb in a little bit. So this resistance, she's going to recommend jumping it up to 70. It will maintain that range. It'll jump you up to whatever she recommends. Let's say it's between 70 and 80, so it'll put you at 75 because I've set it right there in the middle. So that auto follow feature makes it so that you're not constantly having to adjust the resistance based on the cues of the instructor. So you can kind of set it once and then just go from there. It makes it easier to ride like you would outside, just kind of naturally responding to those resistance adjustments as they come along. The original bike doesn't have that. So you do have the same number of resistance levels, and these are both act as a brake if you push down on them. But the auto follow feature is something that is not programmed into the original bike, so you don't have that option on the touchscreen, and you just kind of have to set those levels where you want them. All right, so there we've kind of pointed out for you the similarities and the differences between the original bike and the Bike Plus. Who do we recommend these bikes for? Which one would be best for you? Kind of comes down to what you want out of your bike. The nice thing about the original bike is Peloton has reduced the price. So it is very affordable right now, and it's priced about $1,000 less than the upgraded Bike Plus. And for that $1,000, you're getting some features and functionality, but you know, the original bike is a great bike. It's the bike everybody fell in love with. Your main differences in overall functionality are the auto follow feature and the lack of a screen swivel. So those are the two things that affect how the ride feels the most. Other than that, the content is the same. Really, the feel is very similar. So, you know, you kind of have to assess whether or not that's worth the price increase for you. If you are the type of person who really wants all the bells and whistles, I mean, this touchscreen is amazing. You've got those front-facing sound bar. The auto follow feature really pulls you into the ride, makes it feel much more integrated. You know, if those knobs matter to you quite a bit, the new bike does have a pedal option that you can clip on, so that, you know, you've got that as well. If you want all the bells and whistles, everything updated, you can't go wrong with the Bike Plus. It really is enjoyable to ride and provides great content. So which one you want kind of comes down to your price range, your budget, your expectations, and whether or not you feel like those updated features are worth that extra price point. So if you'd like more details, make sure to check us out at treadmillreviewguru.com. We've got a written review there with updated pictures and specs on each one, so you can kind of get more details. As always, please leave a comment below. We'd love to know what you think. Which one do you own? Why do you like it? Things like that. We here at Guru try to provide you the information that you need to make an informed buying decision. That is our goal. And we would love it if you would like and subscribe to our channel so that we can provide you more updated content. My name's Kristen with Treadmill Review Guru, and we'll see you again soon.